Special thanks to Patreon supporter Delta1 for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the BAE Caiman. The Cayman is an armored vehicle with a V-hull design based on the family of medium tactical vehicles, or known by the acronym FMTV, and low signature armored cab LSAC. Initially developed by Stewart & Stevenson's, Stewart & Stevenson's was later acquired in 2005 by Armored Holdings. It is now produced by BAE Systems Platform and Services, formerly BAE Systems Land and Armaments. The Cayman completed testing by the U.S. military at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds in July of 2007. On July 13, 2007, Armored Holdings received a prime contract award by the U.S. Navy on behalf of the U.S. Marine Corps for $518.5 million under the Mine-Resistant Ambush Protected Vehicle Program. The content specified delivery of 1,154 Category 1 MRAP vehicles and 16 Category 2 MRAP vehicles by the end of February 2008. So yeah, pretty cool vehicle here. Basically a giant MRAP vehicle that is currently still in use with the United States military. There are also some versions of this vehicle in police service for SWAT teams and all that stuff. So there are some uses of this truck outside of just the military. It's seen obviously use in the Iraq War in Afghanistan, the Yemeni Civil War, and the Libyan Civil War. So it's seen a lot of service over there in the Middle East, and it's just a nice beefed up MRAP that is used by military forces for transportation and stuff like that. This one here is definitely more of a transportation type vehicle, as it's kind of more of an elongated cab in the back, which allows the basically carrying of up to 10 crew members in total. So quite a good size little MRAP, and good carrying capacity of 10 troops and all that stuff. So should be a fun build and a fun one to add to your Modern Warfare conflicts. Has a nice MRAP and stuff like that for a convoy or something of that sort. Anyways, though, before we go and move into the tutorial, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Delta1 for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I'm doing on my channel. It is really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, links are always going to be in my video descriptions for Patreon. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump in here to take a look at the BAE Caiman. So the Cayman here, you can see, is pretty standard. We don't have any extra turrets or anything like that. It seems like most of the pictures of Caymans, at least from my knowledge, don't really seem to have a turret on it, but obviously you could outfit a turret using some of our other previous MRAPs and all that stuff on here. But basically we have the front cab here, pretty straightforward. Got the hazard lights, little spotlight there on top, side mirrors. On the front we have a little winch system, as well as this little, I believe, mine detection type of device. I'm not 100% sure. You see it a lot of MRAP, so I imagine it's probably some sort of mine detection type of device. We have the wheels here on the sides, the openings there for the or the windows there, windows on the back, and the back door for disembarking the vehicle. But overall, pretty cool vehicle. Should be, again, a fun one to add to your Modern Warfare bases or anything like that, or even just convoys and stuff like that. So with that though, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to get started with here, we're going to place down 2 polished black stone stairs back to back from each other, just like so. We're going to go then place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off the side here, followed by a smooth sandstone top slab, another birchwood trapdoor, and another polished black stone upside down stair. Like so, followed by an upside down stair coming off the back of it, like that. After that's done, we want to go ahead and take our end rods. We're going to place down 2 end rods going back from that top slab. Then a row 2 smooth sandstone top slabs like that back. Then another end rod like so. Another smooth sandstone top slab, followed by a birchwood trapdoor to both sides. Come off the sides of that birchwood trapdoor, we're going to place down a polished blackstone upside down stair on both sides. And then their upside down stair right behind those, like so. In the center here, we're going to place down 2 more end rods going back, a sandstone top slab here, and another birchwood trapdoor to the sides. We're going to then go to the sides of the trapdoor and place down a polished blackstone upside down stair like so. After that, we're going to place down a second upside down stair coming off the backs of those 2 stairs there. We want to go and then place down 1 and 2 birchwood trapdoors going down the center here, and then a birchwood trapdoor coming off the sides there of those, or come off the sides there of the stairs like so. Also coming off those birchwood trapdoors, we're going to place down a black banner on both sides there. And we then want to go ahead and skip a space back from that trapdoor right there. And we're going to then place down an air birchwood trapdoor, followed by one to either side like that to go ahead and make this back kind of step here, or platform that obviously the operators would use to get in and out of the back of the vehicle. Anyways, the last thing we need to do here is to go ahead and grab some birchwood fence gates. We're going to go ahead and go to basically this section here. We're going to place down 2 birchwood fence gates, 1 and 2. And we're going to go ahead and then open them up toward the center. Over here on this side, we want to go ahead and then basically skip a space back from this stair. And we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor there. So basically looking at it from above here, this we should have for the top-down view with layer 1 all complete. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, to place down 2 polished black stone stairs back to back on top of these wheels here. And this is going to basically make each one of our wheels like that pretty much complete. And we're just going to go ahead and again do this for every single wheel like so. After that's all done, we want to go and then take our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone block here in the center, and then going off the sides of it, we're going to place down a stone brick wall to both sides like so. Then we're going to then take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone block down the center, a sandstone upside down stair to both sides. And after we have that done, we want to go and then place down a smooth sandstone upside down corner stair coming off those 2 stairs, and a birchwood upside down stair there in the center. Coming off these corner stairs to the sides, we're going to place down a sandstone top slab. And then in those, or around that top slab, we want to go and grab item frames. We're going to place down item frames on the sides here of these top slabs like so. The item frames facing forward, we're going to place down a snowball like so. And the item frames to the sides here, we're going to place down an orange concrete block. If you're on Java, we're going to go ahead and do an extra feature, which we're going to take a birchwood sign and place on the side of this birchwood or this sandstone top slab. It'll kind of help hide that item frame a little better and kind of create a nice unique design there on the side there for the front bumper. With that done, we're going to then place down a sandstone wall coming off this stair here in the front, then a birchwood fence gate to both sides of that wall like so. We're also going to place down an item frame coming off this wall with a tripwire hook in the item frame rotated so it's facing downwards like so. Going back from this, we're going to take our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down a row of 3, going across, followed by a second row of 3, a third row, a fourth row, and then a fifth row like this going back. We're going to go then place down a smooth sandstone block in the center here, followed by a stone brick wall to both sides like so. Going ahead and starting off on our right side here of the vehicle, we're going to place down a sandstone stair coming off this polished black stone stair like that on both sides. We're going to go then place down a birchwood fence gate here, and we're going to have this fence gate opened up toward the outside like that. Underneath this fence gate, we are going to go ahead and grab ourselves a birchwood trapdoor, and we will place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off the side of this fence gate as well, so something I forgot to do in the previous layer, but just go ahead and throw that on now. And then coming off the fence gate, we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence gate, birchwood sign. We then want to place down a row of 2 of stripped birchwood planks across like so, and then 2 birchwood trapdoors on the side of those planks closed so that they lay flat against the side there. After that's done, on the other side here, we're going to go ahead and place down a sandstone stair coming off these 2 polished black stone stairs like that. We're going to then place down a birchwood fence gate right here on this block, open it to the sides, and then a birchwood sign coming off the side there of that fence gate. After we have that done, we want to go and then place down a sandstone wall like so in this spot here, and then a stripped birchwood block like that. And we're going to then just place down a birchwood button on the side there of that block like so. After we have that all done, go ahead and continue on. We're going to place down a row of sandstone walls down the center here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're just going to place down a row of 2 of smooth sandstone blocks down the center like so. We then want to place down a stone brick wall on top of those 2 trapdoors, a smooth sandstone block there in the center. And we're going to go back from this with another smooth sandstone wall to both sides, another smooth sandstone block there in the center. After that, on the back here, we're going to place down another smooth sandstone block on top of that trapdoor there, and then 2 sandstone walls out to the sides like so. We're going to place down item frames, which will be on the walls. So 1, 2, 1, 2 to both sides. We're going to then place down tripwire hooks in these item frames here on the closest to the middle, which will be rotated around to face downwards. And we then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a red bed, and we're going to place down red beds in these item frames here to the outsides. Again, if you're on Java, we can place down a birchwood sign on the side there of those walls as well. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, just place down the item frames. We're going to go ahead and then place down a birchwood top set right here and come off this block. And then we're going to then take our levers and place down a lever here on top of these two trapdoors here to both sides, like so. And with that all done, that right there is going to basically do it for the main structure for the Slayer. One thing also we were going to go ahead and throw on is a birchwood sign on the side of this wall here between these rear wheels. But other than that, that right there is going to do it for the main structure for this layer. I'm going to go ahead and grab some banner materials. I'm going to show you guys how to make those banner wheels, which you can see on that vehicle there. So anyways, let me go ahead and grab the materials and I'll see you guys here shortly. Alright guys, so go ahead and move it into our banners here. Pretty simple. We're going to place down a loom. We're going to go into the loom, place down a black banner, yellow dye. We're going to go and select the line on the left side like this, and then the line on the right side like so, to go ahead and make these two banners like so. Both these banners are going to be placed back in the loom along with our black dye. We're going to do a line across the bottom and line across the top here to go ahead and basically make this first banner here. And our second banner is going to be done doing the same method. Line on the top there, line on the bottom to go ahead and make these two banners. After that, both these banners here are going to be placed on the sides of these polished black stone stairs, all the way around the vehicle like so. And of course you want the yellow portion there facing toward each other, just like that, as you can see on screen. With that all complete though, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 2, and with that, let's move on to layer number 3. Moved into our next layer, we have layer 3. For layer 3 to get started with here, we're going to place down a loom on top of this block right here, and then to the sides we're going to place down a smooth sandstone block like that to both sides, and then a smooth sandstone slab like that to the outer sides. We're going to then place down a polished blackstone slab on top of this wall here, and then a wither skeleton skull that comes off of it, as well as a skeleton skull coming off these two smooth sandstone blocks. At this point, we're going to then place down a row of 3 smooth sandstone blocks across the center here, a upside down smooth sandstone stair, and a birchwood sign on the side of that stair. Same thing will be done over here on this side as well, like so. After that, we want to go then place down a smooth sandstone block in the center, a stone brick wall to both sides, and we're going to go then place down a upside down sandstone stair like so to both sides like that. After that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across, followed by a stripped birchwood block to both sides, a birchwood button on the sides there of that block. And then after that, we want to go and then take our smooth sandstone, place down a row of 3 across the center here, a upside down sandstone stair to both sides, and coming off the side of that sandstone stair, we're going to place down a birchwood sign. We're also going to place down another row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across the center, a birchwood upside down stair to both sides. We then want to place down 2 rows of 3 down the center here of smooth sandstone, and we're going to place down 2 sandstone upside down stairs on both ends. At this point here, we're going to go and then take our stripped birchwood. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and grab birchwood buttons and tripwire hooks. We're going to place down a button, hook, and button. And same thing over here. Button, hook, button. Then on the inside here, we'll just go ahead and fill this in with smooth sandstone. So this is going to get filled in completely here to go ahead and create the inside here of the vehicle like so. With that all done, we want to go and then place down a stripped birchwood block right here, a upside down stair to both sides, and we would then place down a sandstone upside down stair coming off those birchwood stairs like so. After we have that all done, that's going to basically do it for that. The next feature here is going to be basically a little modded feature we have on, or not really modded, but a feature we have on Java. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I'd recommend placing out a birchwood fence key here and opening it up toward that stair. That's probably the best you're going to be able to do. However, if we're on Java, we're going to place down a block coming off the side of this stair here, and then a lever. Now, we can go ahead and then use the command /give space /app space Minecraft :debug, and it should pop up right here. If we press tab, it should autofill it for us. So the command right here is /give space /app space Minecraft :debug _stick. This will give us a glowing stick that we'll be able to use to kind of go ahead and modify the properties of this lever. To go ahead and modify this, we're going to change the basically direction it faces. So we're going to go ahead and select it facing east by left clicking, and then by right clicking, it will actually move it to the different direction. And the direction we want it facing is basically right here. We want it facing toward the rear like so. We're going to then select this again until we have selected power false. We're going to power this to true, so it flicks downwards and looks like it connects up to this bottom lever here. You have to imagine they make that connection, but kind of connects up to form basically the supports here for this little step. But yeah, that right there is basically what will be done on both sides there for Java. You have the Bedrock Pocket Edition equivalent, and then the lever here if you are on a different version. But anyways, go ahead and do whichever one fits your needs. And with that, that is going to conclude layer 3. Let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we moved into layer 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, and place down a row 3 of daylight detectors across like so. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame. And we're going to place down an item frame here, coming off this middle daylight detector. And in that item frame, we're going to place down a white bed, rotate it on its side like so. We then also want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of this daylight detector, as well as a iron bar on top of these 2 skeleton skulls. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick fence posts going up from this wither skeleton skull. And then we're going to place down a block on top of this fence post, and then to the side of it, a dark oak wood trapdoor. And then we're going to go forward from this with a second dark oak wood trapdoor like that. We then want to place down a lever on the side of this trapdoor, and we'll go ahead and activate it so it flicks downwards like so. After that, we're going to go then take our iron bars. We're going to place down 2 iron bars that go up from the stone slabs, or the smooth sandstone slabs here to both sides. With that done, we want to go then place down a row 3 of sandstone slabs across this section here, then a row 3 of sandstone stairs, and then after that, we're going to then place down a skeleton skull to both sides of this row 3 of sandstone stairs. We're going to then place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across here again, and then a sandstone wall to both sides. After that, we're going to then place down another sandstone wall going back on the sides here. Now right here, if you are wanting to basically not build an interior, we're going to place down black concrete to close that area off on the inside there. But you can leave it open for interior if you do want. Anyways, after that, we want to go then place down a stripped spruce wood block to both sides here, and then a tripwire hook, which will be coming off this block like that. We then can go ahead and again fill this in with black concrete if you want to. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sandstone walls back, and same thing over here, 8 sandstone walls back along the side here like so. And then across the back, we're just going to go ahead and take our stripped birchwood and place down a row 3 of stripped birchwood planks. We then want to place down an item frame, come off this block here. In that item frame, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone block, and we can go ahead and then place down a birchwood sign, which will be on the side of this block like that. And after that, we're going to then place down a birchwood fence gate, come off this block here, open it toward the vehicle itself, and then we'll place down a sign that'll be coming off of it like so. After that's all done there, we can go ahead and then take our black concrete, and we can just fill the inside in here to close this area off if you, again, are not planning on doing an interior. So we'll just close that off completely, so we don't have any weird kind of just emptiness in the inside there of the vehicle once we go ahead and basically add the crew cabin and stuff like that on. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude what we have for layer number 4, and with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, to place down a row of 3 of black stained glass across that space right there. We then want to go ahead and place down a yellow stained glass pane to both sides. And on the middle black stained glass block, we're going to go ahead and place down a banner that's going to be made like so, with a black line that goes basically vertically through the center of the banner. So basically, I'm not going to go ahead and go into detail to make it. It's pretty simple, just a black banner with a yellow strip down the center. But yeah, that will go on the side there of that first black stained glass block. After that, though, we want to go ahead and then place down a sandstone wall, which will be coming off the sides here of the glass panes like this to both sides. Unfortunately here, you do have this awkward connection that does connect up. If we are on Java, we can go ahead and grab our debug stick, and we can actually go ahead and alter the properties here so that it does not actually connect up. And we can change the properties of the walls and the properties of the glass panes so that they look relatively normal, and they aren't connected up or anything like that. So basically, like that. So kind of you can use that to kind of get it to work for how we want it. We're going to then place down another row of black stained glass blocks across. We'll go ahead and then place down a black stained glass pane to both sides. Just know that that will cause these blocks to reconnect, so just go ahead and alter their properties again. Make sure that those are not connecting up like so. But anyways, once we have that all done, we want to go and then also grab ourselves an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame that will be coming off these sandstone walls to both sides here, and then we're going to place down a glass pane in those item frames like that. We then could go ahead and do a technique using our debug stick by going ahead and placing down a sandstone block down below here, and a sandstone block that will be above this section here. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. Be careful not to place it right up against the wall so that we don't change the properties and cause that glass pane connection to start back up there if you're on Java. We're going to do the same technique we kind of did on the back here, and that's going to be going ahead and taking levers and placing down levers here like so. And we're going to then change the properties of these levers so that they are facing the first one on the bottom here is going to be faced to the ceiling, and then the second one is going to be faced to the floor. We're going to go ahead and rotate both of these so that they look like they connect up to our wall. So just like that, and that right there will pretty much make that right there. Our other wall over here for an alternative, if you're on Java, if you're not on Java, is to place down a skeleton skull here, and then on the bottom we'll place down a fence gate. So place down a fence gate on the bottom and open up toward the side there. So that's an alternative if you're on Java, or if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, and then if you're on Java, you can do this technique here. After that though, we want to go ahead and then go back by going ahead and taking our black stained glass blocks. We're going to place down a row of 3, followed by a second row of 3, a third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, and we're going to stop at 7 rows back. We're going to go ahead and place down a strip birchwood plank in the center here, or block, and then a black stained glass block to both sides. After that, we want to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 light gray stained glass, yellow stained glass panes back, a birch top slab, another glass pane, another birch top slab, another glass pane, another birch top slab, and another glass pane here on the back. And same thing can be done over here on this side. So 2 yellow stained glass panes, birch top slab, glass pane, top slab, glass pane, top slab, and glass pane. Unfortunately, I don't really have any good alternatives for you if you're on Bedrock, but if you are on Java, we can make the design by going ahead and changing the properties here of these glass panes so that they actually connect up to our slab. And that's very simply just changing the direction that they face. So north to true, and again, it might be different depending on the orientation of your vehicle. But yeah, as you can see here, those glass panes will now connect up to the sides there and kind of create that nice design there for the sides. After that though, we want to go and then go to the back here and place down a birchwood fence gate here, and then a birchwood sign on the side of that fence gate. And once we have that all complete there, that's going to wrap up what we have for layer number 5 for the build. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our final layers 6, 7, 8, and layer 6 through 8. So with that, let's go and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our next set of layers, we have layers 6 through 8. For layers 6 through 8, to go ahead and finish this build off, we're going to place down a row of 3 of sandstone slabs across this section here. We then want to place down a row of 3 of item frames with orange concrete in those item frames. At this point, we're going to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull in this space here on both sides, and we're going to then place down the end rod that goes between this skull here and either the lever or the skeleton skull on the outside here. Just a quick side note, if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I would recommend not placing the item frames here and instead placing down the wither skeleton skulls. And then in the center here, we're going to have a dark oak wood fence gate, which we're going to open up toward the front. A item frame coming off that and a snowball in the item frame. Again, I would recommend if you're on Bedrock or Java or Bedrock or Pocket Edition to use the wither skeleton skulls and the fence gate and not the item frames in this case. But again, it's kind of up to you guys, but then if you use the item frames, you'll miss out on these connection pieces and stuff like that, and that spotlight. So again, kind of a double-edged sword. You gotta kind of pick what you pick here. Obviously, if you pick one over the other, you're gonna lose something. But again, that's something I'll leave up to you guys. Of course, if you're on Java, you can do that all. After that, though, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 birchwood slabs back, and then a birchwood slab coming off both sides of the middle one, followed by a sandstone slab in these sections here, filling that space in. Then a row of 3 of sandstone slabs, a second row of 3, and then a third row across. We then want to place down a row of 2 of strip birch wood, and then a sandstone slab here, and then a row of 3 of sandstone slabs across this section like that. We want to go ahead and then place down 2 birchwood trapdoors here, same thing over on this side. And then at this point, we're going to go ahead and then place down a end rod on top of these 2 on top of those 2 top slabs. And we're going to go up from the end rod on the left side, 3 iron bars. On the other side here, we're going to go ahead and go up 1, 2, and 3, and it's that walls. And then lastly, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves skeleton skulls, and on top of these glass panes in the corners here, we're going to go ahead and place down skeleton skulls like that to both sides. And once you have that all complete there, that's going to pretty much wrap up my tutorial here for the BAE Caiman MRAP vehicle. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be linked from the side of the build to my channel or this video if this does appear in your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Delta 1 for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is again in my video description. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.